Today, we have with us Honorable Consul General of India in Toronto, Mrs. Apoorva Srivastava. A warm and hearty welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining us. It is our privilege and honor to have you with us today. Before we begin our conversation, I would like to take this opportunity to share our group Indian Women's Circle's journey with you. Indian Women's Circle, founded in 2015, is one of its kind group, a trusted and growing community of 2,500 plus Indian women in Greater Toronto Area. Our group has been instrumental in providing multifaceted support to Indian women who are already settled here or are new immigrants. There are two visions for our group. First, to serve as a trusted social platform for Indian women to network through in person meetups, help new immigrant women to settle, and provide support to new mothers. Second, to provide a business and marketing platform to all Indian women to promote their unique businesses and get exposure to the entire GTA community. To support this further, I'm extremely happy to say that we have recently launched a business directory website specifically for Indian women entrepreneurs to list their businesses. There are 24 fabulous businesses listed, such as ethnic clothing, kids' clothing, jewelry, home decor, handicrafts, interior design, health and wellness, tax and immigration consulting, to name a few. Within just a month of launch, there are more than 39 reviews posted for these businesses and 10,000 plus page views of our website. Over 5 years, I'm proud to say that we have grown from 4 members to 2,500 plus members, organized 40 plus meetups, two career mentorship events, partnered with global organization to spread awareness for postpartum depression, and most recently, the launch of our business directory website, which is already helping women entrepreneurs to get exposure for their business. Indian Women's Circle is not merely another group, but in true sense, a community where every woman has come together in many ways to support, inspire, and empower each other. It is truly a circle of friends and a family away from family. I would like to thank each and every member of the group for their contribution, and special thanks to all the women entrepreneurs for putting their trust in our business direction. It is my honor to have you with us, Consul General. And before I actually start our conversation, I would like to introduce you to everyone. Mrs. Srivastava is a career diplomat and holds a master's degree in psychology from Lucknow University. In her career, she has twice served in Indian Embassy in Paris and Kathmandu. Prior to being appointed as Consul General of India in Toronto, she worked with Ministry of External Affairs. She also is a mom of two daughters, a humble person, and an inspiration to all, especially us women. It is my pleasure and honor to invite you now for our conversation, and I request you to share your journey as a woman and as a Consul General. And I'm going to just unmute you.
Thank you, Neha. Thank you for inviting me for this lovely group of family of Indian women, which you have created in Toronto and Greater Toronto area. When I heard about it, when you wrote to me, it was really a pleasure to see that all the women have come together and share the problems, because as a women we have this double responsibility of balancing your career, your house, your child, and especially in a country like Canada where you don't have your family around when you come initially, when you don't have so much help around as you get in India. So the initial problems, the kind of problems that we face, simple questions like where do I go for for instance Indian vegetables, or where can I find a tailor, or where can I go for massage, or various other things, and how is there a daycare who knows about the Indian child, the child who has just come here from India. So of course there are lots of questions, and it's a great opportunity for a group like that, because for any person to be a part of this group, because these questions are answered, and everybody's it's from the experienced people. So I think it's a wonderful work you guys are doing together. And I truly believe that sisterhood is one of the biggest thing for me, as usually as usual, because until unless women help each other out, nobody can help us. I mean, it's very important that we look out for each other. So that is extremely important for me. And of course, I know that, the contribution of your spouse, your father, the men in your life is equally important. But it is also equally important that we sisters look out for each other, the women look out for each other. So this is one such group, and I'm really, really proud to be part of this today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I wanted to ask you if you can share, any challenge that you faced, as a woman, and how did you overcome it?
Uh, uh, Fortunately, I mean, of course, the normal challenge which any other human being would have faced. You have to work hard. You have to, get past through failures. All, I mean, nothing. I'm very fortunate that I have. There's nothing specific as the problem as I faced as woman, because my father, I mean, my family, my father was in civil services in India, and I have two elder brothers and sisters, and everybody had kind of encouraged me. And my father, being in the civil services, he was in the IAS, so he, of course, he wanted one of his kids to get go through the service. So I was the youngest, so I had no choice. By the time everybody made their own choices, somebody went for MBA, somebody went for banking, somebody chose to be a housewife. So at the end of it, I had no choice. So I had to honor my father's wishes, and in a way, it was, I always wanted to serve the country to whatever way possible. So when you give the UPSC exam, you are not sure what you will get end up getting, because as you know, the system is that what service you get depends on the merit and also your choice. So of course you can give your choice, but it's very difficult to determine your merit. And in the Indian Foreign Service, it's a very small service, and it's every year like uh, 10 to 18 people were selected during that time, and in like it's around 20 years ago. So it was a very small margin. So I got through, I got good, my rank was good, so I was able to get foreign service. And I'm really, really lucky that it happened, because I think it is one of the best services, because you represent your country. What you are speaking is the voice of 1.3 billion people,
Right.
and it's an honor representing your flag in abroad, in countries abroad. So I'm really honored that I got this opportunity. And and as you said, the problems, so there were no problems. My father was one of the persons who was, after my life. During my 1 year of preparation, I used to get very angry at that point of time, but now I realize that it was the one of the best things that happened, because he kind of banned me. I'm a very social person, so I have lots and lots of friends, and I have to go to every party, and I have to celebrate every festival. So my father kind of banned everything for 1 year while I was preparing. So at that point of time, I used to really feel very angry. But later on, I realized that the kind of commitment you need for clearing this kind of exam, the kind of the expanse of the subjects you have to study, the general knowledge,
Mhm.
it had to be that kind of commitment. So of course, I would like to thank my father for that, for pushing me through
Right.
that.
And I'm so happy he did it, because probably because of him now we have gotten a chance to talk to you. uh, and what advice would you like to give to all the Indian women, who come here either to settle, or they have to start their career or business from the scratch?
So, first of all, you have to, you do whatever you want to. You do just, sometimes it happens that from the very beginning you want to do, for instance, you want to be a painter. But when we look at other people, doing something else more successfully, we kind of get distracted, and we forget what our aim was and what we are good at and where our passion lies. But we get swayed by way, by the projection of others. So I think we should steer clear from that kind of thing, because I know when you begin thing, for instance, if I give my example, when I just completed my graduation and I was thinking that of course I knew I had to take the UPSC exam, but I used to get distracted by various things. My one of my friends was giving the bank PO exams, so I thought, why not? I should try that. If I didn't get through UPSC, then what? Then of course somebody was taking this the PhD route, the lecturer route, and somebody was doing the MBA route. So it's very it's very natural that we get distracted because we are not confident of ourselves. But I totally, I am not, I really recommend that you should put on, so you should stay strong, exactly know what you like, and then give everything to it. Be the best version of yourself, be whatever you like to have, and really go for it. I think that's most important.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for that. I really, really loved your line, be the best version of yourself. I think it's really, really important to stay close to what you really want to do and what is it that you want to achieve, for sure. Next thing I want to ask is, how this pandemic has affected your work, and how do you maintain your work-life balance in these unprecedented times?
The pandemic has actually increased our work, to be very frank, if I say so,
Mhm.
because there's not a single day when I haven't gone to office since the pandemic. I mean, the office was never closed because as a as a service provider to the Indian community here, and as you know, there are 1.6 million Indian people living in Canada. There are 700,000 Indian passport holders, 230,000 Indian students living in Canada. So of course, with so much Indian community, there are so much services we have to give. And during the pandemic, the crisis was that there were two three kind of crises which we had to overcome. First was, there were tourists who were stranded here. You would remember that the flights were
Yes.
suddenly stopped for 1.5 months. No flights could have landed in India. So there were tourists who were stranded here. There were many who already had a family. That was not a problem. But tourists who had come here, who were staying in hotel, they had nowhere to go. Then there were a lot of students where, they, because normally students get to work and they earn a little bit for their living, but suddenly that had stopped. So what we did, we created a group of Indian community, and of course, a lot of requests used to come from us. We spoke to universities,
Mhm.
with the help of universities, with the help of Indian community. We provided a lot of groceries,
Mhm.
cooked meals, medicines for, even if the seniors had come to stay with their parent, with their children, the medicines, this that stopped. People were running out of medicines because here you have to get a prescription to get those medicines. So of course that prescription was no longer valid. And then again, through with help of Indian community doctors, we got those prescriptions, give those medicines. Students were sometimes kicked out of hostels, houses where they were
Mhm.
studying. We kind of intervened. Of
Mhm.
course, the local government helped a lot. The rules, regulations by Canada, they helped a lot. But whatever we could do through, with the help of Indian community and our resources, we tried to do it. Second main problem was the evacuation. So there were these flights that were coming, and we had to, and the onus fell on us that we identify which are the most compelling cases.
Mhm.
So if I had request of 10,000 people and I have three flights given, so maximum 900 people could go. So that whole work we had to see. Of course, your mother is critically ill, your father has died, the small kid is without you. So we had to go through those 10,000 requests and see who have to be sent first in first lot. And so that definitely increased. And plus, of course, the regular services never stopped. If people want
Mhm.
PCC, the people want
Right.
driver license attestation, if
Right.
people want regular passport extension, and then of course we had to started when things getting improve, there was improvement, then of course we had to give visas as well. So actually the pandemic, a lot of work has increased on our side, but it was a great challenge, and which we hopefully overcame. And now things are back to normal, but of course it's much better as the flights are almost normal now.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for sharing that, because honestly, it has been challenging and crazy for everyone. But managing for our people, for our country, all these aspects, we as like people, don't realize, because we don't get to hear it firsthand sometimes, right? But yes, it's commendable. Honestly, it's amazing how our country support our people, when we are away from home. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And it's really amazing to hear how it has been handled and how it has been managed at this huge level. So thank you again. And one thing now I want to ask you is, can you share a fun fact about you, or something that you're passionate about or you like to do in your time?
I am a total movie buff, a real Bollywood kind of movie. Yeah, so I watch a lot of movies, and I almost watch it the same day or the next day, as soon as it released on Netflix or Amazon Prime or wherever, or Hotstar. I have subscribed to all of those. So actually now it's, in my previous job from before coming here, I was, how do you say, chief of staff for the foreign minister of India. So I worked with Mrs. Sushma Swaraj for 2.5 years very closely. I mean, I looked after all her work,
Right.
and then with the Dr. Jaishankar. So, in that, those 4 years of my life was, I mean, I didn't get a single second for myself or my family, because it was really a very hectic job. It was 24/7. It was very high pressure job. There was crisis, any crisis all across the world. And, with minister, I had to coordinate, tweet her Twitter, all sorts of things were happening. So those 4 years was, I mean, it was really, really hard. I mean, in the sense, a great learning experience, a great exposure. Very fortunate to have worked with her so closely, known her so well, and also with the Dr. Jaishankar, who had been a great boss as well. So, but if you talk about work-life balance, so the balance was out, the life was out, and only work was there. So here, when I came here, it was last year in September. So there was this Diwali season on, and I was new, so everybody wanted to invite me. So again, and I was so surprised that here in Toronto, uh, I attended at least like 35 or 40 Diwali events. So I saw, in my speeches, I used to say that I have not celebrated so much Diwali in my life that I have celebrated in last 1 month. There were darbas going on, that then there was Durga Pujas going on. So it was quite fascinating, very, very proud moment for us, for me. But it was quite hectic. What COVID has done is that it has freed, in the sense that, for instance, if it was not COVID, so I would have come to you for your event. So it would have been a different thing. In the morning I would have to get ready. I have to travel for 1 hour. I have like 5 events today, but all virtual. But one is I have to go. But otherwise, it's all virtual.
Right.
So it has done is it has freed up your evenings a bit.
Right.
So that time, I have gone back to watching movies and spending time with my kids. And I've now started feeding, birds in my backyard, and tried to grow vegetables. It was utter failure, but I'll try next year again. Spending time with my dog, my daughters, who definitely are seeing me much more, because in the evenings I'm at home, in the weekends I'm at home. I mean, I go in and out of the office room for attending something. But yeah, so that's how I normally spend my time. I binge watch a lot during week.
Actually, you will not believe that the next question I had was that what is your favorite movie? So it perfectly lined up.
Oh, I have a lot of perfect movies. I like movies like latest. I don't know, but movies like Jo Jeeta Bhai Sikandar, and movies like Zindagi Mein Na Milegi Dobara, Tare Zameen Pe, and Amir Khan movies,
Right.
Secret Superstar, all these, which where you see us, somebody's working towards it and kind of attains it. I really like that kind of concept always. But anything, mindless comedies also works once in a while. That's fine.
Who's your favorite actor?
My favorite actor, it keeps on changing. It keeps on changing. Yeah, it depends on my mood sometimes. Not the regular ones. I like Amir Khan a lot, but it's not that I will only watch his movie or I'll give priority to. I mean, it depends. It depends. And I also like the independent movies a lot now. So a lot of these Nawazuddin Siddiqui's movies and Uri's and Akshay Kumar's the patriotic movies. I like them a lot also, as well. Plus, I am into Hollywood movies as well. So and plus Netflix series. So also all sorts of things. So the range is, and I know French well, so I into French movies as well. Yeah.
That is amazing. Like seriously, that's amazing to see this side of yours. At one time, one side you handle like such serious stuff at country and global level, and then on the other side you're such a Bollywood fan. So it's really really nice to hear from you. But honestly, it has been such a pleasure to hear you. And I thank you again for taking out this time from your busy schedule to join our event and gracing us with your presence. And honestly, your support, your encouragement, your coming and joining this event really means a lot to me and to everybody on our group. So thank you so much.
Thank you, and I wish you all a very happy Diwali. And at the end, just want to say that you were saying that what is your message for the thing for the women. So basically, I would like to say that you people talk about glass ceilings which we have to shatter, and people talk about Cinderella's famous glass slippers where we have to fit in. So I just want to say that please don't limit us yourself to you don't have to fit in some kind of glass slipper, or you don't have to shatter some kinds of glass ceiling. You really have to work hard and work really really hard for whatever you want to achieve. And don't just care about sometimes life is not fair, and we all have experienced that. Whatever you have seen people working less harder than you and then getting what uh, what you wanted to get. So but it's always, life is unfair, but it's still beautiful. So but what we can do from our side is just work hard and just be happy. So that's how my uh, life has been going, and it's been going pretty well, so it's okay.
Thank you so much. We all, and actually on behalf of everyone, I want to wish you also very very happy Diwali. Thank you again for joining us. It's an honor and pleasure.
Thank you, best of luck all of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.